Since the dawn of humanity, mankind has wielded physical strength as a tool to dominate, control, and expand their influence. This raw power paved the way for men to lead vast armies in relentless wars of conquest. Among these men was Qin Shi Huang, the founder of the formidable Qin dynasty. Yet even Qin Shi Huang's might was insufficient to forge this great early empire alone. Standing by his side was a man of unparalleled prowess, Jin Oru, a general shrouded in legend. Oru, the chief of the emperor's guards, was no ordinary warrior. He was said to possess supernatural strength, capable of single-handedly annihilating entire armies. His mastery of martial arts culminated in the creation of Taiyuken, a legendary fighting style that struck fear in the hearts of his enemies. But Oryu's true power went beyond mere physical strength. Whispers within the land spoke of his magical abilities, a dark force that he wielded to bend the wills of others. It was believed that through this dark magic, Oryu manipulated the emperor himself, positioning him as the true puppet master behind the throne, the hidden ruler of the early Qin dynasty. Oryu had 3 children, Jin Teryu, the eldest, and the younger twins, Kuryu and Kairyu. In his old age, Oryu decided to write the secrets of Taiyuken in 3 separate scrolls, each with a separate knowledge of the legendary martial art. First was Xingguang, which covers hand-to-hand combat techniques. The second scroll covered politics. And the last one, key manipulation. Oryu believed that through Taiyuken and magic, immortality itself was possible. Fearing that the secrets would be easily found, Oryu divided the knowledge across the 3 scrolls and sealed their contents through blood magic. Only the blood of the Jin family can unlock the secrets of the scrolls, and only by collecting them together will the owner receive the true secret knowledge of Taiyuken, the secret to immortality. Each of Oryu's children was given 1 scroll. Throughout the following centuries, these scrolls were passed from one owner to the other and moved from one country to the next. As ambitious men and women sought, and some even used the power of the scrolls to strengthen their own legacies. In modern times, only one of the scrolls stayed with the long-standing Jin family. The second scroll came into possession of the prestigious European family of Stroheim, while the last one was housed at the Chinese martial arts school of Hakyuku Seiken. The tale of the Jin scroll would then be forgotten over time, until a young orphan turned mob leader, Geese Howard, discovered its existence. Geese was born to an Austrian father, Rudolf, and a German mother, Maria. His father Rudolf had an affair with the only daughter of the Stroheim family. Since the family had no male heir to succeed them, Rudolf was adopted by the Krauser family and became the new heir. Fearing for her life and that of her son if the truth ever comes out, Maria fled to the United States, specifically to the city of Southtown, and told Geese, her son, that his father had died long ago. Southtown was a harsh place to live and raise a child. Both Maria and Geese were constantly reminded of the city's poverty and corruption. For years, Southtown had been under the control of various mob families, the most feared of which was led by Don Gonzalez. Don Gonzalez, wanting to create a place for other mob families to entertain and gamble, created a yearly martial arts tournament that he called the King of Fighters. But none of this mattered to Geese or his mother, who worked tirelessly to make ends meet. Her overworking and poverty took a toll on her health, and she succumbed to a mysterious illness. On her deathbed, Maria revealed the truth to young Geese before passing away, that Rudolf, his father, still lives. Shocked, angered, and lost, Geese Howard's sadness turned into hatred towards the world and towards Rudolf. He often wondered how his father could leave his sick wife and child to start a new family in Germany. How could a rich man leave his wife to die and his child to rot in poverty? Pulling from all the resources he could find, young Geese made his way to Germany, to Stroheim Castle, with the sole goal of killing the man responsible for his and his mother's suffering, his father. As he approached the castle, he saw his father and lunged to assassinate him, but was stopped by another young boy, Rudolf's second son and Geese's half-brother, Wolfgang Krauser. And right there, the first battle between the eternal enemies began. Geese Howard fought his half-brother Krauser before their father's eyes, but Geese was no match for the young yet strong Wolfgang. Defeated, Geese awaited the final blow to end his miserable young life. But just as Krauser was about to strike, their father intervened and stopped him. Geese was thrown out of the castle, left humiliated and lost. Upon his return to Southtown, Geese Howard sought peace and answers to his suffering. He tried religion for a while, but still felt empty and unfulfilled. Believing that only power could bring true opportunity, young Geese joined the low ranks of the mob. He quickly became the mafia's Don favorite. As his influence grew, he met a martial artist who would change his life. It was then that Geese was introduced to martial arts and discovered the powers of key manipulation. This fascination led Geese Howard to seek the teachings of a famed master, Tang Furu, the head of the mysterious Hakyuku Seiken school. Master Tang, unaware of Geese's mob affiliation, took Geese as a student and introduced him to two other fighters he was training at the time, Cheng Sinzan and Jeff Bogard. These three students quickly gained the nickname of the Three Gods of Fighting Brothers, ushering in a golden age of the Hakyuku Seiken school. Jeff and Geese quickly became friends and rivals, even though Geese was always very aggressive towards the other two students. But this golden age ended quickly when Tang Furu chose Jeff Bogard as the successor to receive the last teachings of the Hakyuku Seiken school, a technique passed down through centuries via an ancient secret scroll, one that originated in the Shin dynasty, one of the three sacred scrolls. Tang Furu chose Jeff because Geese showed dark intentions. Furious at his master's decision, Geese Howard left the Hakyuku Seiken school and further strengthened his mob life, taking control over Southtown's different mob factions. One by one, the bosses of the other mafia families joined Geese Howard. He even took over Southtown's biggest crime syndicate, led by the notorious Mr. Big. His ambition and focus on controlling Southtown, the city that treated him cruelly, made him forget his initial fascination with key manipulation. But that changed when an incident led Geese to face a young martial artist who excelled at the mysterious Japanese Kyokugen karate, Ryo Sakazaki. Having previously fought Ryo's father Takuma and extorted him to work for him as Mr. Karate, and later seeing Takuma's student Robert and son Ryo, rekindled Geese's interest in key manipulation. Following this incident, Geese Howard decided to travel to Japan, where he studied traditional jiu-jitsu and became completely fascinated by Japanese martial arts. During this time, he also began to show an interest in Japanese culture, collecting samurai armors and incorporating Japanese-style architecture in his own empire. After returning from Japan, Geese entered the All-American Martial Arts Championship to test his skills. However, after winning 3 consecutive championships, he lost interest and stopped competing in subsequent tournaments. Despite his growing knowledge and power, Geese never stopped thinking about Jeff Bogard and why he was chosen to inherit the Secret Scroll. These two former friends turned enemies would hear of each other, and even without meeting, their goals continually clashed. Jeff Bogard spent all his money and time as a street fighter to help the children of Southtown who were hurt by Geese's mob actions. One such event would have a lasting effect on both fighters. One of the places that Jeff would often visit to lend his help and volunteer is an orphanage and church that happens to be in a strategic place that the mob has been interested in. After the priest refused to leave with the children, the orphanage mysteriously burned down, costing the lives of many orphans and the priest himself, who was Jeff's friend. Many of the surviving children were left without a home, prompting Jeff to adopt 2 young kids, Terry and Andy. Though not siblings by blood, they became Jeff's adoptive sons and were given his last name, Bogard. Geese's ambitions grew bigger as he spent his time excelling in martial arts and key manipulation. His ultimate goal, however, was to take down the one man who humiliated him, his half-brother Wolfgang Krauser. He knows that in order to do so, he would need to surpass all his shortcomings, and one of them is killing Jeff Bogard. Although the two have not seen each other for a while, Geese felt that in order to transcend his humanity and embrace his ruthlessness, he would need to kill Jeff, something he previously tried to avoid as the two at one time were friends. But in one fateful day, Geese Howard would take that difficult step and challenge Jeff Bogard to a fight in the streets of Southtown. After a terrifying battle where both men showed their mastery of the Hakyuku Seiken, Geese Howard defeated Jeff and unknowingly, in front of his children, delivered the final blow. After finding a home and a loving parent, Terry and Andy Bogard are now orphans again. This event will change Southtown forever. But this is something we will see in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like as it truly helps the channel. Big shout out and thanks to the channel's patrons and premium subscribers. You can become a patron or a premium subscriber by checking the link in the description below or clicking on the join button. Now until next time, thank you guys for watching.